Hello there, everyone. My name is Oversoul. This is Oversoul Gaming, and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC. Yes. Now, we finished the main campaign of the Remind DLC, the main scenario, so now we have two more things to cover. We have what is technically considered, if you look here, the Limit Cut episode and the secret episode. But we're not going to do actual playthroughs of them. Instead, we're going to go into theater mode and watch the cutscenes. And the reason for this is because the Limit Cut episode and the secret episode are both immensely difficult. They are very, very hard, intentionally. They're like challenges. And the thing about that is that I actually had to use the premium menu easy codes, which is part of the DLC, in order to get through it, and in order to unlock the cutscenes for us. But basically the gameplay consists of a bunch of boss battles, that's all it is. But like super, super hard boss battles. So anyways, we're just gonna watch the cutscenes so that way you guys get the story, the important part. So, to give you an idea of what's going on, this first part here, which is part of the Limit Cut episode, this takes place a year after the main game. Sora has been missing for a whole year.
Well, look at you.
Thanks. I finally fulfilled my promise to you.
You did. Now there's nothing left for me to teach you. You're a true Keyblade master. Not to mention a great leader to those around you. You've even found the strength to save your friends.
It's not enough.
The very fact that you were able to make your way here proves just how strong you are. That is why I called for you.
Well, that's the reason?
You expected more?
Yes.
Riku's like, you could have just texted me. Fuck.
Hey, you two! What's so funny?
It's a secret.
Aw, come on, tell me!
It's not that big of a secret.
Are you sure about this?
Yes. But don't worry. I'm not alone this time.
Okay, so these three, what's happening here is Terra, Ventus, and Aqua are all traveling into the realm of darkness to look for clues as to Sora's whereabouts. Oh, Aqua got her old Keyblade back. She's not using Ericus's anymore. That's right, because they used Ericus's Keyblade as a headstone for his grave, for his memorial. I remember now. We literally just saw that.
Oh.
Yeah, the armor's dope. Riku's like, I want one of those.
Good luck.
A lot of people complained in the core game that they didn't have the Final Fantasy characters like the others. Okay, so now it's 1 year later. That's right. My bad. So, what you just saw at the Land of Departure actually takes place not too long after the core game. And Terra, Ventus, and Aqua go into the Realm of Darkness to look for Sora. But now a year has passed, and they're still looking for Sora. Everyone's doing different things to try and find him, but basically the idea here is that Sora's been missing for a year. So, the Final Fantasy characters didn't really have a lot to do with the core game, but in this DLC, they are helping them look for Sora. using Hollow Bastion, or I'm sorry, Radiant Gardens computer system. Right here at Merlin's house. There they are, Leon, Yuthie,
But
and
if we
Aerith.
still remember him, then he must still be with us.
Yes, that would stand to reason.
But we've been searching everywhere for Sora, and we haven't found a single clue. If he's really out there, don't you think we would have found something by now?
Cid's been looking into the data for a year now. Aren't the people at the castle doing the same thing? No one's found anything yet?
Well, it's outside their field of expertise.
And Cid.
Come on, Cid. Can you throw us a bone here, please?
Be quiet! I'm trying! I'm this close to something, I know it!
Cid, you are a million times worse than a broken record.
By the way, how are the others?
Well, Mickey, Donald, and Goofy are searching for clues in every past world that Sora's been to. Terra, Ven, and Aqua went to the Realm of Darkness, and the Twilight Town gang are studying Roxas and Shion's memories.
And what about Kairi?
Kairi.
Kairi's been asleep for a year, just like Sora was after Chain of Memories.
She believes her heart might hold a clue about Sora. For a year, she's been sound asleep while they search her heart.
So there's been no progress.
I hope they at least have her
What
hooked
in
up
the... What in the world is this?
to an IV
What
or
is it?
something.
This computer, the one in Twilight Town, and the one in the castle are all connected to the same network. They sent me all of their data, and I merged it with the stuff I already had, and looky here.
Sora!
Sora's inside the computer?
No, that's just the data I constructed based on Sora and his fighting abilities.
So you gave us a heart attack for nothing?
No, that group Sora was fighting, battalion something?
Organization
Well, I
13.
recreated their data too.
The real Organization 13. Maybe their data will lead us to where Sora is.
Well, it crossed my mind, but I must be better at this than I thought, because their data, it's so powerful I can't access any of it.
Can you use Sora's data to gain access?
Oh, good idea. Worth a shot.
Yeah, let's try.
So, what happens there is Riku gets on the computer and basically plays the Kingdom Hearts version of Dark Souls for a while. He plays as the Sora data and goes through and fights all of the data of the new Organization 13, defeating them one by one. Defeating them one at a time, eventually unlocking the data for Xion and Xehanort as well, Master Xehanort, and fighting them. It's basically all of the same bosses from the organization in the core game, but in one-on-one, full-fledged fights, where they are, like, basically super boss level difficult, like Sephiroth or Kurt Zisa or the Lingering Will, those optional battles. Only this time they stuck story important cutscenes behind these battles. Good thing they added the premium menu. But anyways, so assume that we just went through all that bullshit, beat all of the data versions of the organization members. This is the cutscene we get at the end as a reward.
No sign of the boy.
What a bummer.
And it's the fairy godmother. Haven't seen her in a while.
Fairy godmother.
Oh, I hope I didn't startle you.
Not at all. What brings you here?
Well, dear, I was asked to come by Merlin and Master Yen Sid. Now, where is... Oh, Riku. Yes, Riku is his name.
Here, I'm Riku.
Why, it's nice to meet you. Now, I'd like you to tell me about the dreams that you've been having, dear.
Huh? My dreams? There's one. It was dark, and I was surrounded by tall buildings. I was looking around for Sora when I felt someone watching me from way up high.
The secret ending of the main game.
And?
And that's all I remember.
Ugh.
But what happens next?
Oh, I know.
So the secret ending of the main game
Why Riku's dream?
is a dream that Riku's been
Oh,
having.
because Master Yen Sid was worried. You weren't having any luck finding Sora. And because Riku had been in Sora's dreams before, he thought perhaps Riku just may be the key. That's why he and Merlin asked me to come here and look into his dreams, since of course, dreams are my specialty.
So, Riku's dreams might hold the key?
Yes, dear. I'm sure there's something there that leads to Sora.
In my dreams?
And the other two.
Being Sora and Kairi. So together, their dreams, the three of them, hold the key to saving Sora somehow. You know, this shit's starting to remind me of Supernatural, where, like, they save the world and everything's okay, but in the process one of them dies or ends up in hell or something. And, like, the other one spends the whole next season trying to get them back. That's basically what this is. Okay, so, now... now for the secret episode, Falsus Rex. So, there are a couple things to note before we watch this part of it as well. First of all, Yozora, you may remember him, if you remember from the Toy Story world in the core game, there was a video game within that world called Verum Rex, and Rex himself was obsessed with playing it, and he saw Sora and thought that he was an action figure from the game, an action figure for Yozora from the game Verum Rex. But remember that this game supposedly only exists inside the Toy Story world. It's a fictional game in that world. But apparently not, because as you saw from the secret ending, Sora ends up in Shibuya from The World Ends With You, but Yozora from Verum Rex is there for some reason. And, so this kind of ties in with that and the whole thing about Riku's dream, and this secret ending right here basically sets up the next saga of the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Because if you remember, this game was the end of the Xehanort saga, even though there is a mobile game focused on Xehanort coming out. But we're going to ignore that for now and say, at least console-wise, this game was the end of the Xehanort saga, right? Well... the thing about that is that since that's the end of the Xehanort saga, a new saga has to start. And a new saga would probably have a new protagonist, yeah? So I'm thinking we're going to play as Yozora in the next one. Also, in these cutscenes, Yozora is voiced by Dylan Sprouse, yes. The twin brother of Cole Sprouse from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Now, Cole went on to star in Riverdale, and I don't know what Dylan has done since, but he's the voice of Yozora in this, so that's pretty cool, you know. They got Drake Bell, they got Dylan Sprouse. Alright. So this is assumingly one of the areas or wherever Sora ended up in after... he faded away from after saving Kairi.
This place. At least I'm all here.
But where is here? That's the question you have to ask yourself.
Hey! Is anyone out there? Hey.
Huh?
Hey.
Who's that?
Where are you?
Over here!
This music is beautiful.
I see you.
Not Riku, not Noctis, but Yozora.
Hey, aren't you?
You know me?
Yeah, you're Yozora, right?
How do you know that? Who are you?
I'm Sora. And actually, there's something I have to ask you.
Sora? You're Sora?
Huh? You know who I am?
Sure. I've heard of you.
If you're here, then this can't be the real world, can it? But wait, that girl, she told me about you.
That girl that he mentioned, by the way, I do believe he's talking about the star. The optional star that you can completely miss in the final world. Now, the original theory was, and what I said in my Let's Play of the core game, was that star was Strelitzia from the mobile game, and that she was referencing Marluxia. But that is now, thanks to this DLC, proven to not be true. Now, the theory is that star in the final world belongs to the girl from the Verum Rex game that Yozora is friends with. I can't remember her name exactly, but she's in Verum Rex, and we saw her in the opening trailer for Verum Rex in the Toy Story world. But, anywho...
Maybe you are real after all.
Are you done? No, this isn't the real world, and I am here. But this isn't what I really look like.
That's curious, too.
How'd you recognize me as Yozora?
Huh?
Why are you using Sora's name?
Because... I am Sora.
If you are who you say, and it was fate that brought us here, then my path is clear.
What?
There we are. Shibuya.
Hey! Wait!
I accidentally wandered into this place, and went through some trials. Then, I was told to save Sora.
Huh? Then what's with the weapon?
Time to end this.
And so what happens there is the absolute most difficult super boss battle in Kingdom Hearts history. That is the hardest boss fight ever. However, you don't have to win the boss fight. There are two different possibilities. You can win or you can lose, obviously. But you get a cutscene either way, and you're going to see both. This is the cutscene you get if you lose.
How could...
Sorry, but I don't lose. I will save you.
This is the most Final Fantasy that Kingdom Hearts has ever been. This is truly some like Final Fantasy 13 type stuff. And what's funny about that is that Virum Rex is basically a reimagining of Final Fantasy Versus 13, which is the game that Tetsuya Nomura was trying to make before it was taken away from him and turned into Final Fantasy 15, you know? And then he just went to work on Kingdom Hearts 3. So, since he never got to finish that, this is kind of his way of sneaking it in. In fact, this scene right here, this exact scene right here, is a shot-for-shot remake of the Final Fantasy Versus 13 trailer from 2011. So, I think Tetsuya Nomura and Final Fantasy 13...
I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real? Or not?
And the franchise comes full circle, because
None of this makes sense to me.
None of this makes sense to me. Yeah, you and the fans both, trust me. But anyways, the franchise comes full circle because that line was the very first line in the opening of the very first game of the franchise. You know, it's kind of a way of bringing the Xehanort Saga full circle and showing that Yozora is, since he's saying the same line, Yozora, I truly believe, is going to be the protagonist of the next franchise. And I feel like the next saga, and I feel like the next saga is also partially his way of remaking Final Fantasy Versus 13, since he never got to do it. He's taken the scrapped ideas from that. And the crystal, Sora turning to crystal and stuff makes sense, because Final Fantasy Versus 13 was originally part of the Fabula Novalis Crystallis universe, which basically encapsulates the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy and a couple other things. But that was before it got remade. That's before it got scrapped and turned into Final Fantasy 15 by a different director. But anyways, so this is the cutscene you get if you somehow miraculously manage to defeat Yozora. And this is what's considered the true ending. Although personally I like the one where Sora turns to crystal better. It makes a lot more sense to me for the fate. But this one's considered the true ending because it gives you another little... something a little extra that you didn't see in the other one.
I guess that my powers aren't needed yet.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
It starts off different, but more or less ends the same. Except instead of Yozora in the final world, it's Sora in the final world here. But regardless, Yozora still wakes up in the car in the Final Fantasy Versus 13 trailer from 2011.
Commander.
Something very interesting here, though.
Impressive, is it not?
Recognize that voice? Yeah, it's Luxord.
I've been having these weird thoughts lately.
Like, is any of this for real? Or not? None of this makes sense to me.
See, the endings are more or less the same, except that, An Oath to Return, Kingdom Hearts. Remember that used to say Reconnect, Kingdom Hearts, at the end of the secret endings. Now it says An Oath to Return. So, apparently, but whose oath? Is it Sora's oath to return, or is it Yozora's oath to return? We won't know until the next saga. But anyways, that little bit of DLC right there is setting up the next saga of the franchise. I'm pretty sure it is. Now, how much longer are we going to have to wait before we see how that all pans out? Who knows? It probably won't happen until the next console generation, though, I can guarantee you that. But yeah, that was Luxord driving that car at the end, but it was his somebody, I'm assuming, whoever that happens to be. So Luxord's original is originally from Yozora's world. That's crazy. And for those of you who don't remember, Luxord is the blonde one with the piercing who likes gambling and cards, and he shows up in the pirates' world to cause trouble. Yeah, that guy. He was in the very beginning of the Remind DLC, questioning Xigbar about his motives. But anyways, so that's it for the Remind DLC, totally and completely. You've seen everything there is to see now. And then we can move on to another replay, Dead Space 3. So anyways, let me know what you thought of this and the Remind DLC altogether in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave it a like, and as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you possibly in another day, definitely at another time, and likely in another video. Okay, goodbye!